Changing minds one thought at a time.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Changing Minds Online Empowering Women series. How are you doing tonight, Akina?
I am great. How about you today, Jessica?
I am doing awesome. One of the things I learned throughout business is really just going with the flow. And, tonight's topic is so fitting to what our evening looks like. And, for those of you who know who may be following our calls, we had planned to do a call tonight on really just God wanting our businesses to grow and flourish and how to be spiritual and to be successful financially. We're going to be rescheduling that call. We have a new call tonight. We have an amazing friend of mine who stepped in to fill in for us because we have had one of our guests is unable to be on the call tonight, so we're wishing her safety, and she's traveling right now. And, it's amazing because one of the things we learn in business is going with the flow. So we are promising our audience an amazing call tonight. Thank you so much for calling in. If you're one of our regular callers, if you're listening into podcast mode, maybe it's your first time, you have no idea what we're talking about, but welcome anyway. It's going to be a really exciting and amazing topic on really a fitting topic. Tonight we're going to be joined by a friend of mine, someone who we are actually partnered in line in the same health and wellness company, and we didn't even actually know it until we were just preparing for this call, which was really cool. And we actually share in a lot of the same mentors and leaders, and that doesn't surprise me. But this person is the author and editor of Sources of Wisdom book series. She's a friend. She's someone who has overcome a lot of challenges in her life and is now a full-time entrepreneur who's just committed to helping women and really helping everyone achieve all of life's obstacles and achieve excellence in all areas of their life. And it's an honor that I bring on my friend, Teresa Ann Lucero, who's going to talk about 5 hacks for overcoming obstacles in our business. Welcome, Teresa, to the call.
Well, thank you very much. I really appreciate that warm welcome.
Well, absolutely. Thank you again for really filling in for us and being an honored, really truly honored guest tonight. And it's really a privilege and a pleasure to have you on our call. When it talks about overcoming obstacles, everyone has gone through something in their life, and everyone has, really overcome challenges, right? Myself, Akina, and that's really what it's about. And it's often said that the people who are successful are not the people who don't see obstacles, but the people that really overcome them and just go from obstacle to obstacle and come out victorious and come out stronger. But, I want to ask you for a moment to qualify yourself with an audience, because for the audience, I know that there's everyone sitting, listening in tonight saying, well, I have obstacles, and this person doesn't really know what's going on in my life or my business. If they only knew, I couldn't do it. Give us a little bit of background about where you're coming from and really just why you are qualified to give us these 5 hacks tonight for overcoming your obstacles in your business.
I am an Air Force veteran, and from the time I was born, I traveled around the globe. City to city, country to country, and I've lived in 28 states and 8 countries. At the age of 18, I joined the military and was very successful in that endeavor, and I also spent 24 years in healthcare. So I've seen a lot, I've been through a lot, and I feel that alone qualifies me to be able to speak about the things that I've been through and I've overcome. I have been married twice, and when I got here, that marriage dissolved, and I also had my daughter who was in the same position. So I knew that I had to empower her to go on because she's working while I'm watching my grandson. I also have a handicapped son. And so I really had to get in gear when I got here. And one of the things that's helped me all my life is I remember being on all fours before in my second marriage. And I was in the doctor's office reading a magazine, and I found, and it was talking about people like myself that, they needed to be uplifted. They needed to know that there was somewhere that, something that they could do, resources that they could, tap into. And so in reading that magazine, I just, came up with this script that I've run in my head my whole entire life, and it's really done well for me. And when I got here to Nevada, where I currently reside, I was on all fours again. Plus, I had, 3 wives that were looking at me in the face, going, "Okay, what are we going to do now?" And so I pulled up that script again, and I'd like to share it, if that's okay.
Oh yes, most definitely.
Yeah. The first thing is, life can be really bad. It can. It could be catastrophic, and it can be devastating. But the one thing that I've always kept in my mind is, no matter how bad it is, you don't have to stay stuck in it. You can, if you want to change your situation so badly, you need to change, because no one else is going to do it for you. Secondly, what I did when I got here, is you surround yourself by people who are part of your team, people that are like-minded, like you are. And that makes an amazing difference, because when you rub elbows with people who are like-minded, then that rubs off on you. And then you start saying, okay, I'm not going to tell my story anymore, because that's not going to define me, because I'm with this whole group of people that believe in me. And that makes the biggest difference. It really does. And that's what I did when I got here. I linked arms with the group, and through that group I found 2 business partners. And all of a sudden I wasn't that story that was, running through my head anymore. Another thing that's really important is you have to be at the right time and the right attire. You have to show up, because anyone that's in the profession, the network marketing profession will tell you 80% of your success is showing up. You've got to show up. If there's a conference call you need to be on, you need to be there, and you need to put everything to the side and be there in the now. The next thing is there's no such thing as a free lunch. You've got to take the resources that you have, whatever they may be, and put them towards something that's contributing to your success. For example, I needed to come up with the money for this training program that I embarked in, and I was so positive that that's the direction I needed to go, because I needed to change my mindset from being retired to being back in the business sector again. And I knew that I needed to upgrade my skills. So I took all the money that I had and I invested it in that. So, nobody's going to give anything to you. You've got to find ways, to generate something so you can do something to better yourself. And the last thing, and I think it's the most important to me, because I've spent 24 years in healthcare and in leadership positions, is I have an obligation to pay back to everyone that will listen to me the lessons that I've learned, whether they be life lessons or, because my passion is health and wellness. I'm coming from that standpoint, because to me, life is a 3-legged stool. It's your mind, it's your body, and your soul. And if one of those stools are wobbly, in my cases, most of the time it was my mind and my soul were hurting. And when I didn't have all of those in alignment, I didn't function well. And so, I just tell people that, when I see that they're struggling or I use the information that I have learned to help them get balance again. And that has, been, again, a part of that, from having gone through the adversities that I've gone through prior to this show. I just feel like, I have an obligation to pay that forward, and I try to every day. And that's how I get through my obstacles. And I'm always going to have them. That's part of life. But those 5 things, short and to the point, have helped me tremendously, and I hope they can help someone else.
Wow, that was powerful. You know, I love the way that you say that you know you're going to have them, but it's all about how you change your mindset and how you look at them. That is that's a wonderful way to look at it. When did you decide that you wanted to change your mindset? When did you realize that that was the best way to go?
I was in a toxic relationship, and I knew from, my first 2 marriages that, you cannot change somebody. They have to want to change. And because, I'm a mother first, and I have a handicapped son, I said to myself, this is not working. I can't let everything that I have ever done in my life lead up to this point and then go downwards. I want to keep making a contribution. So it was through coming here to Nevada that I just decided, okay, this is it. You've got your chance. You've got another opportunity. You got a little bit of breathing room while this toxic situation clears itself up. A little bit of breathing room. What kind of resources do you have to uplift yourself? And I was scrolling through my phone one night late at night, and I thought, I need to find a home-based business. But gee whiz, I've never done that before, but I need to be home to take care of my grandson and my son, while my daughter's at work during the day. So it was born here in Nevada, and it hasn't been easy, but still, you back then, to that, the first step is, my life was really bad, and there was no way I was going to let my daughter down, because, she's looking at me going, what are we going to do? And the boys are here going, oh, glad you're home with us. So there was no way I was going to let any of them down. And so the fire had to come from within me, within myself. And I went searching around, and I am so blessed that I have found, the healthiest people on the planet to link arms with. And when you're healthy, and your stool isn't wobbling anymore, you've got mental clarity. You can think, you can plan, you can dream. You don't have to stay in the situation you're in. So many of us think, and I've been there plenty of times, where you think, oh, this is bad. This is really bad. And why does this always happen, to me? Now, I've changed that, in my mind to say it's going to happen. But if you're healthy and you've got your stool is straight, you can blaze right through those adversities, So that's always helped me. And, I still, even if I'm not, talking in this type of forum, I still talk to, my friends and family and tell them the same thing. And they say, gosh, how can you be so happy? And I said, I'm healthy, and I'm healthy, and that helps me, just really make myself able to tackle these adversities and help others. Life is never, this is life, it's never going to be easy. And, I remember having a period of time of 10 years where, life was a breeze for me. But then after that, it's like, stuff always happens, or it happens to other people, and you have to help them through that. So I guarantee you these 5 principles helped me. And, I would gladly, impart them to anyone. All they have to do is ask. And that's why I'm here tonight. So thank you.
Well, that's powerful. And what I really love about, just the ability for us to overcome at any point, and really no matter what happens and no matter what challenges we're facing, is that we really just truly have access to all of our power right now. And no matter what is going on in our lives, like you said, all of these things are things that we do right now. That's not something that we have to work for, something that we have to seek to attain. And I think that's really important, because for somebody that's through a challenge, and for somebody who's maybe at a point in their life where something's going on that's not that great, they're suffering, maybe there's a disease, maybe there's something in a relationship, going on in your finances, a degree of health that you really want to take to the next level, and you're thinking, okay, well, I have to really do something crazy or extraordinary. The power we have within us is great enough. I believe the power we have within us is God, and that's great enough to overcome anything and to do anything and really to see any challenge through. And I think it's so important, so powerful. And like I said, my favorite part of those 5 strategies is that anyone can have those right now. So if you're listening in tonight, maybe you're saying to me, but you don't know, you don't really understand. And here's the thing, right? Everybody has, there are things that they're going through that people don't really see. And that's the thing about it. And you might look at some of us, like you might look at me on the call or Keena on the call, and you might say, okay, but it looks like everything's perfect in your life. But the truth is things aren't perfect, right? Is everyone goes through something. And even if you look at some of the greatest leaders, and you mentioned network marketing, if you look at some of the greatest leaders in the network marketing company we're all aligned with, right, that some of these leaders are going through challenges, and you may not see it from the outside. But it's refreshing to know that no matter where you are in your life and your journey, that everyone has obstacles, and it's not the obstacles that get in the way. It's really about overcoming them and really just seeing them through. And just knowing that your why is enough, that your vision is enough, that when those obstacles happen, that you can overcome them. For me, and I have business obstacles all the time, Keena and I all the time, there's things that go on that are not necessarily ideal. There's times where we just say, okay, you know what, this isn't working, maybe let's just give this up. But I know I have my why all around me, and I'm very big on vision boards. We've done shows on vision boards, and we call them creation boards at Changing Minds Online. But, I have my running medals on my wall. I have pictures of people that I love. I have quotes in the scriptures. I have I have 2 different creation boards and vision boards. I call them creation boards because it's what I'm creating. I feel like a vision board keeps it too far in the future. It's not my vision. It's my creation. It's what I'm doing. So, I have all these things all up around me. I have quotes onto my quotes on my refrigerator. I have quotes and affirmations everywhere I go, in my bedroom, on my bathroom mirror, right now as I'm living into my ideal day. And it's just really powerful that we know that no matter what challenge that we're going through, that we can overcome it. And like you said, I think the most important really way to really get connected to that is understanding what your purpose is and what you're doing it all for in the first place.
Absolutely.
Keena, I know that you are also really big on purpose. I know you have some strategies as well that you use every day to keep yourself aligned with your vision and purpose. Do you want to share what some of them are?
Oh, sure. First of all, I wake up every morning and I start my day off with my reflections. Basically, going through the things that I want to accomplish overall, and then I go through and do the goals of the day, try to get that all squared away. And then as I'm moving through there, I'm telling myself why this is going to help me to get to my greater. And even though it may be hard, you have to do some sacrificing, because at the end of the day, the greater goal is going to be much longer than the time of sacrifice. And then as I'm going throughout the day, I'm thankful for all the things that I'm doing that is going to help others, and, of course, and it's going to move me towards the greater goal. So that's some of the things that I go through, being grateful, writing down gratitudes, writing down areas of improvement as well as victories, and really just letting myself know and holding myself accountable for my greater good and how I'm going to get there. So that's what I do.
Yeah, I love that. And obviously, we love affirmations and gratitude. Keena and I have written a book, a 90-day affirmation and gratitude journal, where we take you through some of those actually exercises that we do. And I use affirmations every day I will be in integrity. I use them in the beginning of my journey a lot more, but I still use affirmations on a regular basis. I have a list of I am statements from the Bible that I actually go through and I read every day, and just being in alignment of who I am as a person is really powerful. And I write it, and I start and I end my day in gratitude every day. The very first thing I do when I get out of the morning, I drink a glass of water and I write down what I am thankful for, the 10 things I'm thankful for at least. And every night before I go to bed, I also end my day with the 10 things I'm thankful for. And I find that it's just such an amazing way to really just focus on what's working. And that's the thing about it, is that we always want to beat ourselves up for what's not working. And we all will have challenges. We will all have things that come up. But when we focus on what's going right, it just gives us the strength and power to overcome those challenges and really just be able to do anything and have everything that we want. So this is just such a powerful topic, and I'm so grateful that you were able to come on tonight with us, Teresa, and discuss this. Now, I know
thank you so much.
Yeah, this was amazing. I'm really grateful for you, and again for filling in for us and helping us through one of our little business challenges tonight as well. So, Teresa, if anyone, if you could give anyone a 1 or 2 sentence summary to take away from the call tonight, what would that be?
It would be that you have the power within yourself, and there are times when situations, circumstances, people will take that power away from you. But it's all within you. It's all within you. You just need to be able to calm yourself, and you'll be able to harness it. Because I've had to harness it all my life for different situations and different circumstances. And it's all you. No one can do it for you. You have to do it yourself. I would say that's the biggest takeaway for me. I had power that I didn't even know I had. And everybody has it within them.
Yeah, absolutely. It's amazing. And, and it's just speaking of the power within us, it's funny, in overcoming challenges, and just kind of want to shout this out. So on Sunday, I had let everybody know that I had potentially a torn hamstring. And those of you who may know have been following my running career. I'm running 30 marathons this year in honor of turning 30. I have the New York City Marathon in less than a week and a half now, and I actually had found out from one of the mentors that all three of us follow, Susan Spy, that in the hamstring has to do with procrastination, and I wrote down all the things that I had been procrastinating on this week, and I went and I did them, and I did a meditation, and I no longer have any injury in my hamstring. It was amazing. It worked. The power was within me. I have overcome that obstacle. So if you were on our call Sunday night, I had promised you I would fill you in on Thursday how I was doing, and my hamstring is healed. So I will be running for sure the New York City Marathon in a week and a day. Wow, that was really fast. So thank you for everyone who's been asking me. I've been getting some messages on Facebook. How am I doing? How am I healing? Amazing people just have stepped out and offered to do Reiki for me, offered to do some massage for me. So thank you for everyone in our community who's just been so supportive of me on my quest and my journey, and just goes to show that you can overcome all those obstacles. So that's, really my kind of takeaway. Akina, is there anything you want to add before we close our call down tonight?
Yes, of course. Thank you so much, Teresa, for joining us tonight. It was definitely a pleasure.
It was a privilege and an honor for me as well. Thank you.
Thank you. And if something that Teresa said tonight resonated with you, please join us on Changing Minds Online and listen to this podcast again. And also, you can find us on iTunes, Stitcher, Tuned In, and, of course, YouTube.
All right. Well, thank you, everyone. Thank you again, Teresa. We always end our calls in the same way. We love you guys. God bless. Make it a really, really powerful week. I am excited to be with you guys again on Sunday evening. So until then, have a wonderful, wonderful week.
Thank you very much. Good night, all.
Good night, everyone.